Hi everyone, today we're going to read a short passage titled Furry Friends that is going to help us work on our reading comprehension skills. We're going to learn some key vocabulary and then we'll read through the story a few times before answering some comprehension questions. So like I said before, the passage is titled Furry Friends. I want you to think silently in your head for a moment about what you think the story might be about based on the title. So go ahead and think quietly, and when you've got an answer, put your thumb up and I'll call on you to share. Awesome, I see that everybody's thumbs are up. Can I get somebody to share their prediction with the class? Awesome, that's a perfect prediction. I'm gonna go ahead and write that on this whiteboard so that we can have all of our predictions where we can see them and come back to them at the end after we have finished reading the passage. That way we can check for understanding. Go ahead and see, is this what you had said? It is perfect. Let's see, can you share your prediction? Great job. I heard you say this, is that correct? Nice. All right, and last but not least, would you share your prediction with the class, please? Awesome, that's a great prediction. Cool. Now that we have all our predictions up, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And we're gonna move on to learning some key vocabulary. This key vocabulary is really important because it'll help us understand what we are reading a little bit better. These are words you might have already heard or that you already know. And if that's true, this will just be a little bit of review for you. So I'm gonna bring up a quick PowerPoint that I made. Give me just a moment. All right, so these are our furry friends vocabulary words. It's just loading for a moment. Sorry, technical difficulties. Here we go. So we have 3 vocabulary words that we need to know for our story. Our first word is dependent. In the passage, it's used in this sentence. Pets are dependent on their owners for everything: food, companionship, and hygiene, which is cleanliness. So if I don't know what this word means, I can look at the context clues of the sentence to figure out the meaning. So I see here that it says that pets depend on their owners for everything like food, companionship, and hygiene. I know my dog isn't able to get her own food, and she isn't able to really bathe herself because she doesn't have opposable thumbs or like access to water and shampoo. So she kind of needs me to do those things for her. So I'm gonna guess that the word dependent means needing somebody to do something for you. So now let's look at this definition that I found in the dictionary. Dependent is relying on another for help or to provide what one needs. So I think that my definition matches with this one. Would you agree? Awesome. So let's look at some other sentences that use the word dependent. These would be examples of the correct use of the word dependent. My cat is dependent on me for cat food. A baby is dependent on their parents to take care of them. And if I don't have a car, I could be dependent on people to give me rides. So those are all great uses of this vocab world. Now I'm going to show some not so good examples or ways that the word is used incorrectly. So I am so dependent on my jacket that I like to wear. So that doesn't really make sense because I don't really need this jacket. I'm just saying that I like to wear it. So maybe a better word would be I really like, or I don't know, what would be another, what do you think would be another word that you can use instead of dependent here? Yeah, go ahead. Exactly, perfect. Here, let's move on to the next sentence. My cat is dependent when she roams around the streets alone. I think they meant to say independent. What do you think? Yeah, dependent would mean that the cat needs somebody, but when she's roaming around the streets alone, she doesn't need anybody. She's just having a great time by herself. The last sentence is, I am dependent on my parents when I pay my own bills. Awesome. So can anybody think of another word for dependent? Yeah, go ahead. Exactly, perfect. Good job. Our next word is the word isolate. In the story, it's used in the sentence, having a pet often makes kids feel less lonely and isolated and more connected and happy. So looking at this sentence, think quietly in your head, what do you think the word isolated means in the context of the sentence? Once you have an answer, put your thumb up to share. Yes, go ahead. What do you think? Perfect. I think that that is a pretty solid definition. Let's see if it matches with the one in the dictionary.